This is Lecture 3-2, Recording of Payroll and Payroll Taxes. This is found on page 70 of your book. Things that you need to know from this chapter or from this section are automatic check deposits, and those are depositing payroll checks directly into an employee's checking or savings account in a specific bank. An electronic funds transfer, an EFT, is a computerized cash payment system that transfers funds without the use of checks, currency, or other paper documents. Okay. Journalizing payment of a payroll. So we need to go in now and in our cash payments journal, we need to figure out what we have paid in order to pay our employees. So this will all be under our salary expense. We know expenses are debited, so salary expense for all of our different departments will go ahead and be debited first. Then we need to credit all of our payables because what happens is we collect their tax that they have to pay, and we only pay it in certain times during the year. So we need to, we get this money right here, all of these things, but we have to hold it into our, we need to credit it as a payable because we haven't paid it yet. It's not that time of year yet, okay? And then we'll have our cash credit over here. So write the date, record the salary expense account, so we have them for audio, video, and administration. Check number was 370. Write our salary expense amounts. Then we're going to enter our liability accounts, record their amounts, and then write our net pay. Calculating employer payroll taxes. We need to look at what our taxable earnings are, and we need to remember that we're only going to be taxed on that first $7,000. And so what we look at is how much of what they're getting paid right now is taxable earnings, because after $7,000 we don't have any money to tax. So again, remember, we're always going to use 6.2% as our Social Security percentage for taxes, 1.45 for Medicare, 0.8 for federal, and 5.4 for state. So all we're doing is taking our taxable earnings times that amount, okay, to get this. So 3695.04 times 0.062 gives you 229.09. 3695.04 times 0.0145 gives you 53.58, and so forth. Once we have all of those numbers in, we will add those up to get you your total deductions for your employer payroll taxes. We'll do that then for video and for administrative, and then we'll add all those up this way. For our Social Security, Medicare, we've just gone ahead and put them this way as well so that we can get the total audio department payroll tax expense. Then we could do the same thing for video and administrative. Journalizing employer payroll taxes. In our general journal, we need to write the date, July 9th, and we need to write all of our expense titles account. So we have to pay payroll taxes for audio, video, and administrative. Those are expenses, so those will be debited. And then we need to do our liabilities, like our Social Security tax payable, Medicare, etc. Journalizing payment of a federal income tax, Social Security tax, and Medicare tax liability. We'll write our date, enter the liability accounts, put those in the general debit and our cash credit. So this is when we actually go in and pay those. So we actually need to take cash out and go ahead and pay the government those taxes that we have been withholding from our workers. Journalizing payment of federal unemployment tax liability, the same thing. We need to do federal and state. We'll debit in our general cash payments journal and credit our cash.